Dear student, I know that आप सभी का प्रिपरेशन बहुत अच्छे से चल रहा होगा. So today we have to study about the class 11 का first chapter है, that is units and dimensions. So in this lecture we have to study about what are the different types of physical quantities, fundamental quantities, derived quantities. After that we study about what are the 7 basic fundamental quantities. Then we go for the derived units, and most importantly we completed there are the 2 supplementary units along with the different systems of units. So let's we start. So it is very सबसे easy lecture रहने वाला है, तो अच्छे से इसको last end तक देखना है. So my name is Manohar Patil. So let's we start today lecture. So now today we have to study about the units and dimension. So now here what is in by physical quantities. So physical quantities means very easy to remember. Any quantity which can be measured, it is called physical quantity. So remember the example, we can take the example of length, mass, force, area, volume, pressure, stress. So many quantities are there, but they all quantities are divided into 2 parts. So what is the first? That is fundamental quantities. So what is meant by fundamental quantities? Fundamental quantities means those quantity which does not depends on any other physical quantities for its measurement. So remember the most important word. So that is the physical quantity which does not depends upon other physical quantities for its measurement. Remember there are the 7 fundamental quantities. So what are the examples? So we consider the example, that is mass, length, time, etc. So these are the some examples of fundamental quantities. So next we go for what are the derived quantities. Derived quantities means very easy to remember, those quantities which depends on any other physical quantities for their measurement. तो definition बहुत easy है, बस इसको does not, इसको छोड़ के पूरा लिखना है. So that is the physical quantity which depends upon other physical quantities for its measurement. Such physical quantities we call derived quantities. Remember that there are the many derived quantities. So we take the some examples, that is force, then torque, work, potential difference, these are the some examples of derived quantity. So इसको जल्दी से recap करना है. What is meant by physical quantity? Any quantity which can be measured. So then what is meant by fundamental quantity? Such a quantities they do not depend on any other physical quantity for its measurement. And the last one, what are the derived quantities? They depends on one or more physical quantities for their measurement. So remember the some example of derived quantities. So let's we go for the next. So now here we have to study about the systems of units. So there are the 4 systems of units. Remember first FPS means foot, pound, second system. Commonly this system is used in British. Next the CBSE system, that is centimeter grams second. Next MKS system, that is meter kilogram second. Next SI system, international system of units. And remember that the SI system is based on the 7 fundamental units and the 2 supplementary units. So it's very important whenever there are the trades between the 2 countries. So for that the both countries are uses the SI system for the proper communication between them in terms of trades. So let's we go for, so take the screenshot and remember the different system of unit. India currently using the MKS system, that is meter kilogram second. सो हमें अगर डिस्टेंस को मेजर करना है तो हम उसको बेसिक यूनिट मीटर में मेजर करेंगे. अगर हमें मास मेजर करना है तो दैट इज मेजर इन किलोग्राम, एंड टाइम तो बेसिकली मेजर होगा सेकेंड में. So what happened in British, that is now they use the distance, they measure in foot, then mass is measured in pound, and next one time is measured in second. So very simple to understood. Now we go for the next. Okay, so this is the most important. Today we have to complete, or we have to must remember that what are the fundamental quantities, then what are their SI unit. After that we complete their symbol, representation symbol, and then we go for the dimension. This is the most important 7 basic fundamental quantities we have to complete. So let's we start one by one. So first, that is mass. So remember having SI unit is kilogram. आपको भी मेरे साथ नोट्स बनाना है ताकि आप अच्छे से उसको रिकैप कर सकेंगे. So now its symbol is denoted by small k, that is g. So that is kg. And remember that dimensions represented for the mass represented by, that is m. So we have to write down the dimensions into the bracket. So next fundamental quantity is length. बहुत easy है to remember. The length measure in meter. So SI unit, so that is symbol for that is small m, and the dimensions, remember, that is capital L. After that, next fundamental quantities, that is time. So time measure in second. Then now it is represented by small s, and the dimensional formula for the time is, that is capital T. उसको लिखना है inside the bracket. So next one है temperature. Temperature. So temperature now it's measured by Kelvin. So having SI unit is Kelvin. Now it is denoted by letter capital K, and the dimensions, remember that for the temperature is, that is capital K, or one more symbol you have to remember, that is theta. Now it is representation for temperature. So आप either उसको K capital K लेना है और either आपको theta use करना है. So now we go for the next fundamental dimension. So that is, remember, electric current. इलेक्ट्रिक करंट बहुत बेसिक और इम्पोर्टेंट फंडामेंटल डायमेंशन है. इलेक्ट्रिक करंट का जो भी स्टडी किया गया था बाय एम्पियर, सो दैट इज एम्पियर. सो एम्पियर इज द SI यूनिट ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिक करंट. इट इज द सिंबल फॉर द एम्पियर, दैट इज कैपिटल A. आपको एक इम्पोर्टेंट नोट और ऑब्जर्वेशन याद रखना है. अगर साइंटिस्ट का नेम है, इफ द नेम ऑफ द साइंटिस्ट इज गिवन टू द SI सिस्टम, इज गिवन टू द SI यूनिट, so remember that उसका जो भी symbol है आपको कैपिटल लेटर में लिखना है. So therefore now here Kelvin we write down the capital K, and ampere we write down the capital A. Remember the dimensional formula for electric current is, so that is A. There are the two observation, first A और I. आप दोनों में से कोई भी dimensions का लेटर यूज कर सकते हैं. either आपको A लिखना है तो A लिखना है, या फिर I लेना है तो I लेना है. Next fundamental quantity, that is luminous intensity. Luminous intensity. So remember that the SI unit of luminous intensity is candela. Having SI unit is CD, and the dimension is, that is CD. So what is in the luminous intensity? बहुत easy है. कोई भी एक surface पे how much amount of light is present, now it is called luminous intensity. Last or most important fundamental quantity is amount of substance. Amount of substance. So having SI unit is mole, dimension is m, symbol is mole, and then dimension is, that is. So make the notes of that 7 basic fundamental quantity. आपको अच्छे से याद रखना है. So recap करना है जल्दी. What are the 7 fundamental quantities? Mass, length, time, temperature, electric current, luminous intensity, or amount of substance. And as long as you have to remember the what are the SI units, what their symbols, we can represent them. And last one, remember the dimension, so it can be help us to find the dimension of other physical quantities. So आपको अच्छे से याद रखना है. For mass, what is the dimension represented by capital L? For length, so dimension represented by capital L, and then for time, dimension represented by capital T. So take the screenshot. Now we go for the next. And the last, that is two supplementary units. So we know that बहुत ही easy है. So remember the two supplementary units are, that is the plane angle, and next one is solid angle. So what is in by plane angle? So we draw the circle diagram. Now this is the center of the circle. We consider that the particle is moving from point A to the point B. So when it's moving from point A to the B, having radius r, and now this is the angle theta. So we have to calculate what is meant by plane angle. Definition बहुत easy है, that is length of arc. Length of arc divided by radius. So it becomes, that is d theta divided by ds, length of arc, and then radius is r. So for complete the one circle, so if we consider that particle complete the one cycle, मतलब particle ने complete एक journey complete किया है, it complete the one cycle. So means it starts journey from point A and ends on A. So whenever it's complete the one cycle, so for one complete rotation, so what is the plane angle? So for one complete rotation, it becomes, so that is length of arc. What happen in that case? Length of arc means completely circumference of the circle. Length of arc means that is circumference of the circle. Circumference of the circle and and divided by radius. So what is the circumference of the circle? We know that very easy formula to remember. Circumference of the circle is, that is 2 pi r divided by r. So r get cancelled. It becomes 2 pi. And remember the SI unit of plane angle is, so आपको इसका SI unit याद रखना है. That is, you have to remember the unit of that plane angle is radian. And उसका जो symbol है, so remember the symbol, that is rad. So this is the most important one more supplementary unit, that is plane angle. So now we go for next, solid angle. So very simple definition for solid angle. So is nothing but the area of a sphere, then square of radius of a sphere. So that is, so it becomes, so we can calculate, it is denoted by letter d, omega later. So that is, it becomes, that is dA divided by r square. And tell me, for complete the one circle, so what is the area of sphere? That is 4 pi r square and square of the radius. So it becomes r square. So r square get cancelled, that is 4 pi. So remember the solid angle, it can be measured in steradian. And now the symbol is, that is SR. So this is the most important physical quantities we already completed. So we can recap very fast, or what are the physical quantities, means any quantity that can be measured. After that we go for the fundamental quantity, which does not depends on any other physical quantities for its measurement. And then we go for the derived units, that is, there are so many derived units. So what are the definition? They are depends on one or more physical quantities for its measurement. Then we go for what are the 7 basic fundamental quantities. These are the most important basic fundamental quantities: mass, length, time, temperature, electric current, luminous intensity, amount of substance. Along with we complete the all SI unit, then symbols, and last one, that is dimension. So this is the most important part of this chapter. And then we complete the 2 definition, that is the plane angle and solid angle. Remember that plane angle means length of arc divided by radius. And what about the solid angle? That is the area of the sphere divided by square of the radius of this sphere. Now the plane angle measured in radian, uska symbol है, that is rad, RAD. And then solid angle measured in steradian, uska symbol है, that is SR. So this is the most important concept you have to remember. I hope आप सभी को अच्छे से समझ में आया होगा. अगर आपको कुछ डाउट है, so definitely you can text me, I will answer that. एंड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली, अगर आपने अभी तक इसको सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो प्लीज़ इसको सब्सक्राइब करना है, लाइक करना है, कमेंट तो जरूर करना है. थैंक यू वेरी मच.